I am so honored to be a part of his organization right now, one of the fastest growing organizations in the entire company. And so what you're going to learn today, ladies and gentlemen, is how to go from where you are in Total Life Changes to where you want to be. He is someone that has 100% of the information, the knowledge, the skills that's going to help you take your life to a whole new level. He's already reached the rank level of regional director. He will be a national director, guys, this week. I am so honored to be a part of his platform, to be a part of his organization. He has a team that's spread not just in his local market, but all throughout the country right now, guys, and just a shy of a little over 30 days of working. Guys, you're about to hear from one of the best teachers and coaches this industry has ever seen. I believe we have him online right now. Do I have my coach, Mr. Jared Wilkins? Sir, are you online?
Absolutely, Mr. Fisher. I am here. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you so much for that incredible introduction and, all of the professionalism that you exude and what you bring to not only this organization but to this entire company of Total Life Changes. I'm so excited about what's taking place in your organization, breaking directors yourself all over the country. I know we just had just a record-breaking week in your organization. Already you've promoted a director this week, and here we are on Saturday. It's just started, and it's taking place in a monumental way for you and your entire team. So I'm excited to obviously be in partnership with you and have a chance to lead on side of you what it is that you guys are doing all over the country. But I also want to welcome all of the other leaders, all of you esteemed associates, all of you incredible directors. Welcome to the call, all of you brand new executive directors, every single one of you regionals, nationals, globals, ambassadors, and executive ambassadors onto the call this morning. I am so pleased, I am thrilled and honored to be able to be on the line this morning to just kind of share with you some techniques and some strategies that we are actually living and applying in our business and our life, not last year, but as of last night, to really propel what's taking place and make sure that we make a contribution to the overall team. The big team always precedes your team. Please write that down. The big team will always precede your team. If you don't serve the big team, you will not have a team. And you got to understand that team stands for TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. We're better together. And so I'm so excited and honored and fortunate, also blessed to be able to get the phone call and ask to just share, what we're doing and, how things are taking place and what's going on all across the country. I'm so excited to really share with you what I've seen exuded from many of the leaders, starting from the top of Total Life Changes with Mr. Jack Fallon. He and I had a chance to communicate just on yesterday and, putting together some things in terms of what's taking place as we continue to develop leaders and deploy them all across the country. But it starts with Mr. Jack Fallon. Had he not had the vision to start this company in 1999 in the basement of his home, then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? None of us would have an opportunity. None of us will be in the position that we're in right now to do what it is that we're doing. So we always have to say thank you to Mr. Jack Fallon for what it is that he did to start this vision. We also have to send special kudos and thank you to, of course, the incredible founders of what I consider to be Team USA, starting with Mr. Kenny and Shantae Lloyd. What an incredible success, and not only success, but I see a significant story. Success is about me, significance is about we. Would you write that down? Success is about me, significance is about we, and the significance that this couple actually exude as a result of them seeing this vision before many of us had a chance to really see it, and really deciding to make the commitment to sink their teeth into Total Life Changes before it was even acceptable, before it was acknowledged, before many of us even decided to celebrate. First of all, most people will always ridicule and then they'll copy. And so we always have to say thank you to Mr. Shantae or Mr. Kenny and Mrs. Shantae Lloyd for their leadership, their commitment, their sacrifice for seeing this when they did. And of course, we have to send a special recognition to Greg and Lanika Scott. Wow, what an incredible, phenomenal powerhouse that we do have the opportunity to be partnered with. And that's incredible in terms of their strategy of what they've been able to bring to the table, their understanding of this profession, and their willingness to serve. You know, service to many leads to greatness. If you ever want to be great, you must learn how to serve. And so thank you to Greg and Lanika Scott for what you mean to the entire Total Life Changes family. What it is that you're doing, the commitment, the sacrifices that you guys have made does not go unnoticed. And I can tell you the ripple effect as a result of you saying yes is felt all over the world. And then what can I say about my phenomenal sponsors? Mr. Irwin and Twyla Portis, special happy birthday, belated birthday to Mrs. Twyla Portis on yesterday. But I mean, phenomenal couple. What else can we say about their heart and their servant leadership? That's a word that's missed in our profession, servant leadership, not mandate leadership, but servant leadership. I mean, doing the calls and driving the miles, getting on the airplanes, doing the three-way calls long after they don't have to do it anymore, taking the time to invest into the organization and really having the fortuitous foresight to say, you know what, I don't understand all of this. It doesn't make all of the sense in the world, but I'm willing to say yes one more time. And if not for them, my wife and I, we wouldn't be in this company. We would not have said yes to what it is that we said yes to as a result of Total Life Changes. So we always have to send special recognition to the founders of Team USA, and then every single one of you leaders that's on the line this morning. I consider you to a leader. Leadership has nothing to do with a title. Most people think and have succumbed the idea or the notion to say leadership is a noun. A noun describes a person, place, or thing, but I don't believe leadership is a noun. Leadership, if you look at the root word, it's a grammatical construct. It starts with lead, L-E-A-D. Lead is not a noun, it's a verb. Verb means action. Leadership is action. And so when I call you a leader, I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your nose. I'm not saying or calling you a leader speaking in future terms. I'm calling you a leader because you decided to make you decided to make the phone call, to dial into this line, to be on this call. John C. Maxwell said it best, and I want you to write this down. A leader of one is a leader of many, but if you can't lead one, you can't lead any. Please write that down. A leader of one is a leader of many. If you can't lead one, you cannot lead any. And so when I call you leader, I'm simply suggesting to you that you are already making the step. You're already making the progress. Without the process, there can be no progress, but you have already taken the fortuitous step into the right direction. And that's what this business is all about. This is a leadership-based business. It's all about leadership. Are you taking the daily steps? Are you taking the daily actions? Are you taking and making the daily decision to actually do what is required? Not do your best, because sometimes your best isn't good enough. You must be willing to do what's required in order to achieve what it is that you want in this business. And so today I want to talk to you, and hopefully we can turn off these chimes. Let's see how we can do that here. I know they said, okay, let's see. All righty. Let's see. Okay, I think we have it. Now, you hear some of these beats, ladies? We've got a packed out call, of course. Okay, good. All right, good. I think we've got it handled. I know we've got a packed out call, and we've got people all around the country chiming in, and I'm getting text messages like crazy saying, can we please turn off the chimes? And so we've done our best to do so. Hopefully it's done, and if not, just hopefully we can pay closer attention to what's going on. But anyway, the title of the call today, I got the message asking if we could talk about this, and the title is, and I want you to write this on the top of your paper, Play to Win. Play to Win. And, what a fitting title, what a fitting title, because that really is in alignment with what it is that we're doing, what it is that my whole business plan is around. It's about winning. W-I-N, write it down, win. What's important now? What's important now? Play to win. What's important now? See, Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. It's the present for a reason. It's called the present because it's a gift, and you must open up this gift called today with expectation. You must play today as if there is no tomorrow, as if yesterday died last night, because it absolutely did. And, you know, people are asking us all around the country right now. We're getting the emails. We're getting the text messages asking, you know, what is it that you're doing to grow so fast? How is this working? I mean, how in the world did you guys go regional in such a short period of time within your first couple of weeks, and you qualified your first week and requalified? And I mean, how in the world did you guys do it so fast? How are you guys promoting so many directors? I mean, last week alone, over 5 brand new directors this last week. We've already promoted 2, and it's only Saturday, and we've been in the business 44, 45 days. How in the world are you doing it? And guys, I can tell you this right now, it's not that you don't know what to do. Most people just are not doing what they know. And I'm not telling you this to blow you out of the water. Matter of fact, let me just start the conversation off by sharing with you this. Number one, this is going to be a leadership conversation, meaning I'm going to talk to you as if you're in the position right now where you're saying, I've got to earn 6 figures from this business within the next 12 months. I'm going to have a conversation with you about earning 7 figures within the next 18 months in this business. I'm going to have that level of conversation. So if you're looking to, you know, maybe, Jared, I just want to earn an extra $500 a month, an extra $1,000 a month, what I'm going to share with you and the level of intensity that I'm going to talk to you this morning is not required. I mean, you can have yourself a few retail customers and do phenomenally well here. You can enroll a few wholesale IBOs, independent business owners, and make yourself $1,000, $2,000 based on the product packages that they're purchasing. So it doesn't take this high level of conversation. It won't take this high level of commitment. But I want to talk to those of you that said, you know what, I've put myself in this position right now that I've got to make things happen in a phenomenal way. I'm doing this not because I'm playing with it. I'm doing this because, man, I'm laying it on the line. I'm about to give my all. You know, all gave some, but only some gave all. Write that down. All will give some, but only some will give their all. And I want to talk to the some of you today. I want to talk to those of you that are saying, you know what, I ain't got time to play. I'm not here to look cute. I'm not here for the kumbaya sessions. I'm not here just to play games and cheer and applaud and sit on the stands and shout for joy and run down the aisles like I'm doing the electric slide. No, this is my time. This is my season where I'm saying I'm not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. 2/3 of God's name is G-O, which means he's waiting for you to go. G-O, go to destiny. That's God. G-O, go to destiny. And so I want to have that type of conversation with you this morning. And I don't want to blow you out. I don't want to scare you. I want to prepare you. I want to prepare you for what you're praying for, because many of you, you've been praying for your ship to come in. Many of you, you've been praying for an opportunity where you can do what it is that you know you've been assigned and called to do. Many of you know you've got an assignment on your life. Many of you, you've been put in this position right now because you've been searching. You've been seeking for what it is that you're going to do. You've been searching for a way to set yourself up whereby finances are completely taken care of. Many of you, you're on this line right now because you're searching and seeking for what I call and consider to be significance. You know, I want you to write this down. If your life is not making somebody else's life better, you're wasting your time. I repeat, if your life is not making somebody else's life better, you are wasting your time. Why, Jared? Because a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. A candle will lose nothing by lighting another candle. And so today, this morning, wherever it is that you're listening, you have found yourself at the right place at the right time. And I'm not saying this to be cliche-ish. You know, I've been in this profession for the last 12 years. Since I was 20 years old, I'm 32 years old right now. And August 28, 2004 is when I made a decision to get involved in this incredible profession of network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct sales, AKA one of them pyramid things, whatever you want to call it. And for the first 6 years of my career, ladies and gentlemen, we did okay. We made a few, you know, made a few $100. And you got to remember, a decade ago, the authenticity and what I call how this profession now is being embraced and the awareness and many of the credible individuals that are writing books and the information that can allow you to change your situation was not a part of network marketing when we first got started 12 years ago. It wasn't as embraced. Now, you still have some people that make silly comments, uneducated people. You still have some ignoramuses out there, and that's okay, but not to the degree that we had 12 years ago. And so for the first 6 years, we didn't earn a six-figure income. Matter of fact, my first 6 years combined, we didn't earn six figures. But here's what I did see. I saw an opportunity. Whereas the average individual with an above-average work ethic and an above-average belief system, many of you got to get over your BS. Yes, your BS is what's keeping you. Your belief system. You've got to get over your BS, and that's what happened for us our first 6 years. And so, no, I don't want you to think, it happened overnight, because success will never happen overnight. It happens night after night. You've got to play to win. It happens. Success, write that down. Success for you won't happen overnight. It will happen night after night. This is why I always instruct leaders, never compare yourself to somebody else's success. Never compare your success to somebody else's, because it's never going to be a fair comparison. Why? You will always compare your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Did you hear what I said to you this morning? You will always compare your behind the scenes struggles to their online success, to their highlight reel. And it's never a fair comparison, because you will always find yourself comparing your weaknesses to their strengths. And so, for the first 6 years, we didn't make, six figures. We weren't making $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. And a lot of that had to do with the companies and the compensation plans we were involved with. A lot of it had to do with the timing. A lot of it had to do with our belief system. A lot of it had to do with a lot of things. But the reality of what took place is we were not overnight successes. But 6 years later, or 4 or 5 years later, our 7th year in the business, in this profession, guess what? Things started to click for us. Malcolm Gladwell talks about in his book, Outliers, they asked a critical question. What does it take to be successful? What does it take to be a high-level achiever in any profession, whether it's insurance, whether it's real estate, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's network marketing, it doesn't matter, whether it's athletics. What does it take to become a master? First of all, write this down. Every master was once a disaster. Every winner was once a beginner. Every champion was once a contender. But what it takes, ladies and gentlemen, is 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours of mastering your craft. It takes 10,000 hours of working on it day in and day out. It takes 10,000 hours of planning, doing, and reviewing. Write that down. You must plan, do, and review. It takes 10,000 hours of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. It takes 10,000 hours of getting it wrong. If you do it wrong enough, you'll finally get it right. If you do it wrong enough, you'll finally get it right. It takes 10,000 hours of people no-showing you. It takes 10,000 hours of people laughing at you and ridiculing you. It takes 10,000 hours of developing what I call the rhino skin. It takes 10,000 hours of developing your skill set. It takes 10,000 hours of developing the mindset, because it's the mindset plus the skill set that gets you the results. Mindset plus skill set. What's your mind set on? That's the critical question. What is your mind set? Most people are distracted. Most of us, the reality is we get distracted. And that's why we're not playing to win, because you're so distracted. Distractions are those things you see when you take your eyes off the prize. And a distraction doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be bad. A distraction can be something good. The good thing can remove you from focusing on the right thing. It is the good things that knock most of us out of our course. It's the good things that knock most of us off of our square. It's the good things that knock most of us out of the direction and the dimension of our destiny. You won't fail in life because of the lies that were told to you. That's Mike Murdoch. You will fail in life because of the truth that was told to you that you chose not to believe. I'll repeat it. Dr. Mike Murdoch said, you won't fail in life because of the lies that were told to you. You will only fail in life because of the truth that was told to you that you chose got to believe. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you the truth. It takes 10,000 hours. So for the first 6 years of our career, guess what we were doing? We were playing to win. See, winning isn't taking the trophy home every night. Winning isn't taking the championship every night. Winning isn't being heralded as a success story every night. The question and critical question you've got to understand is, those of us, the more you sweat during practice, the less you'll bleed during battle. Write that down. The more you sweat during practice, the less you'll bleed during battle. Winning has to do with sweating during practice when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when no one's applauding, when no one knows your name. They may not know your name, but they still have to know you're next. When you're deciding that everything that's happened to me has really happened for me. The scars that I have on my body, the scars that I have on my heart are simply an example for those of you to see that I've paid the price. The price that you're paying right now, many of us, we won't know it until you hit that stage. Many of us won't know it until you hit that platform. Many of us, that we're going to be inspired, not because of your successes, but because of your struggles. See, you impress with your success, you impact with your struggles. You've got to move past impressing to impacting. That's how you play to win. And so when we came over to Total Life Changes, we got started January 28th, 2016. See, we came with a world of experiences. We didn't come over with a team. Many people say, oh, I know how you guys are winning. You came over with an organization. I know how you're winning. You brought a bunch of people with you. I know how you're winning. Everybody came with you. And see, here's what happens. Excuses are nothing but well-planned lies. You see, ladies and gentlemen, not one single person that was a part of our previous organization that we built, not one single person got a phone call from my wife and I and said, hey, we're making a transition. Not one single person that was still building and still believing in what they were doing with that opportunity got a text message. Not one single person got an email. Not one single person got a phone call from us saying, hey, we're getting ready to make a total life change. Why? Because I knew for a fact we didn't need to destroy what we had built previously to construct what we were going to build eventually. So we didn't go rape and pillage what we had built. Matter of fact, we didn't put up one YouTube video. And now listen to me. I'm not against anybody that does it. I'm just sharing with you the story of how we have decided to play to win. I told our sponsors, I told our uplines, I said, hey, thank you so much for the offer to come and train and to come and teach and all of that, but please don't put us on the schedule. Don't put us on any agenda to do anything until we produce some results here. And please don't ask us to do anything because our previous successes don't count for anything over here until we've done it here. Who you were yesterday, who you were yesteryear, what you did in that previous opportunity, that previous company, that all died last year. We don't care. What are you doing now? Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately? So those of you that have had success in the professional world, we applaud you. We will never put that down. Matter of fact, I believe that success hours are transferable. Did you hear me? Success hours are transferable. So if you've had success in any arena, on the professional side, if you're a successful accountant, you're a successful wife, a successful husband, if you're a successful football player, basketball player, successful in any regards, meaning you achieved at any degree, you can transfer those behaviors over here. Why? Because Robert Greene says behavior never lies. But ladies and gentlemen, the truth is we didn't call anybody and tell them, hey, come with us. We didn't make any phone calls and we didn't put up any social media posts. We didn't put up a post and say, hey, we're getting ready to make a move. No, we didn't put, we've got a database of folks that we have of thousands of people. We didn't send out an email blast and say, hey, we're coming to Total Life Changes. You need to get in first. We didn't put up a business for home.org article and say, hey, we've been top industry earners, 7 figures. You need to come partner with us early enough in the deal. No, we didn't do that. We chose not to do that. Why? Because we knew where we were going. We knew if not one single person decided to come with us, we had made a commitment. Write that down. See, commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the good feeling in which you said it in has since passed you. Commitment, this is John C. Maxwell. Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the good feeling in which you said it in has since passed you. And so you know what we said? We said, okay, we're not going to do any of those things. And again, I'm not against them. And I know many people have done them, and it's worked for them. But for us, I already knew we didn't want to go through a lawsuit with it. I already knew a lot of the ridicule was going to come. I already knew assassination of character was going to happen. I already knew people were going to steal from us. People were going to lie on us. And it happened. Why? Because distractions are those things you see when you take your eyes off the prize. I said, I cannot afford to get distracted. Why? Because I'm going to play to win. We started having a lot of negative feedback. People started assassinating our character, lying on us, not manipulating, but lying, telling bold, fake lies on us. They started assassinating our character. Why? Because that's what an enemy does. Write this down. Many people say, oh, they're hating on me. Let me give you the definition so you're clear moving forward what an enemy is. And if you're on the guest speaker line, please do me a tremendous favor. Look at your phone now and press mute on it. If you're on the guest speaker line, you're on the host line, look at your phone now and please press mute on it. But an enemy is anyone who tries to sabotage your influence and silence your voice. An enemy is anyone who tries to sabotage your influence and silence your voice. And many of us, we've been our own worst enemies. Les Brown says, when the enemy on the inside is defeated, the enemy on the outside can do me no harm. When the enemy on the inside is defeated, the enemy on the outside can do me no harm. And that's the reality. Many of us, we've been our worst enemies. We've been our own worst enemies for why we have chosen not to play to win. And so what we said, you know what? We're going to believe much bigger, much sooner. We're going to take all of these experiences, good, bad. It's not a bad thing. We recognize, you know what? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Uh-oh. See, that's when you got to practice what you preach. Yeah, you got to be able to practice what you preach. Most people post about it, but you got to learn how to practice. You've got to learn how to practice what others post, because most people aren't who they post to be. Did you hear me? Most people aren't who they post to be. And so we said, you know what? We're not going to retaliate. Why? Because we're going to play to win. See, oftentimes, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to be prepared for what you've prayed for. You've got to be prepared for what you've prayed for. Many of you, you've been praying for a breakthrough. You've been praying for a change. In the words of Andrea Blackley, a national director here, she says, change, C-H-A-N-G-E, choose happiness and never give excuses. And the reality of everything is many of us, we've bought into our own excuses of why we can't win and why we're playing it safe and why we can't attend the event and why nobody's joining us and why we can't move and market the product and why it is that we're not advancing and why it is that we're not moving. And the reality of the reality of it all is we simply bought our own excuses. We said, no, we're going to play to win. Would you write this down? You must kill them with success and then bury them with a smile. You must kill them with success and bury them with a smile. You don't retaliate. No, you respond. How do you respond? In maturity. How do you respond? In success. You work in silence and let success make all the noise. And so we said we're going to play the winners. Here's what we did. As many people say, oh, what's going on? How's it working? Oh, how does a Stormy Wellington become a $2 million ring earner in 13, 14 months? How in the world do a Greg and Lanika Scott, how are they, seven-figure ring earners? How in the world are Irwin and Twyla seven-figure ring earners? How's Anna Cantera, how does she become a global director in this company? How are Jeff Simpson and his wife, how in the world are they a brand new global director? How in the world are these people winning at such a high level? How's Martin White a brand new national director, six-figure ring earner part-time? How in the world are these people having these types of results? How in the world is Kenny Lloyd, doing what he's doing? And I'm telling you guys, it's all about playing to win. It's all about getting to this place called resolve. Jim Rohn says resolve is making a decision and making a commitment, saying you'll find me at the top of the mountain or dead on the side of the road. And I got to tell you something. Most of us, we have simple errors in judgment. Oh, I would come to the next major event, but I can't take off work. I would come to the next major event, but I don't have the money. I would come to the next major event, but I don't have the time. I would come, but I'm gonna wait to the next one. There is no next one. Did you hear me? There is no next one. Oh, it's the next one is only 30 days. You don't understand. 30 days in network marketing is 6 months. You can't wait 6 months. Why, Jared? Because an opportunity of a lifetime must be seized during the lifetime of the opportunity. You've got to seize the moment. You must maximize the moment so you can manifest the miracle. Did you hear me? You must maximize the moment so you can manifest the miracle. This ain't no daggone game to me. We're serious about this. And some of you, you're playing with this. Bill Bailey says if you treat this business casually, you will become a casualty. And you will become one of the people that's buried in the MLM cemetery. We won't remember you. We won't know you. Your name won't appear in the history books because you played it safe. You wanted to be convenient. You wanted to have convenience in your life. And there's no convenience. There's only conviction. I'm convicted. When you see me, you're going to find me dead on the side of the road or on the top of the mountain because I'm willing to do it or die. That's how serious I am about it. Let me decrease. Let me calm down. Y'all getting me fired up right now. Here's what I'm telling you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go so hard so soon. We'll save that for later on. But I'm telling you, you got to get serious about this. You've got, there's no playing it safe. There's nothing to fall back on. Every time you decide to fall back, you'll fall off. Did you hear me? Every time you decide to fall back, you will fall off. And you've got to get serious. You've got to get focused. You've got to play to win. That's what winning is about. Losers concentrate on losing. Winners, we concentrate on winning. Why? Because who you are shows up wherever you are. Who you are shows up wherever you are. T.R. Becker says how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything. How you. It ain't you. It's not my mama. It's not my daddy. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. How did you do it? We prayed. And I'm not here trying to offend anybody's spiritual beliefs. I don't push my spiritual beliefs on anybody. But I'm telling you what we did. We prayed for it. We prayed for this. And we work with Muslims. We work with Buddhists. We work with Hindus. We work with even heathens all around the world. So we don't push our spiritual beliefs on anybody, but I know where we were. I know how it felt to lay on the floor crying, saying, God, I need you to show me the direction of my destiny. I know what it feels like to be so bewildered and confused, saying, I don't know what we're going to do next. I know what it feels like to have people lie to you and manipulate you. I know what it feels like to watch what it is that you've constructed be destroyed. I know what it feels like to have nobody in your corner and you're looking around and people that you thought had your back were the ones stabbing you in it. I know what it feels like to be bewildered and perplexed, saying, when is it going to be my time? I know what it feels like when you're looking around saying, why is this happening to me? I know what it feels like to have your yearly income turn into your monthly income and then your monthly income disappear. I know what it feels like for people to steal from you. I know what it feels like not to be certain in where it is that you're going, but knowing I know where I'm no longer staying. That's why we play to win. We put together a list. This is, everything that we do, you can do it too. This is what I tell leaders, and I want you to write this down. Run your own race, but keep up with our pace. Run your own race, but keep up with our pace. Run your own race, but keep up with our pace. You're running your own race. You're not in competition. I'm not looking to compete. I'm looking to complete. Did you hear me? I'm not looking to compete. I'm looking to complete. When I see the stories of Helen, Dr. Helen and Edward Clay, when I see the stories of the Shauna Davidson, here's a single mother of two that is a national director in this company part-time. When I see the stories and I see the people winning at an all-time high like a Mr. Daryl Drake, $500,000 ring earner, global director in this company. When I see the stories of Erwin and Twyla Portis, who 2 years ago were going through bankruptcy, but now are seven-figure ring earners in this company. When I see the stories, see, you got to understand, when you become significant in this business, there's so many people that would not have had a chance to win, but because you decided to play to win, they win too. See, you're either going to win immediately or you're going to win eventually. Did you hear me? You're either going to win immediately or you're going to win eventually. And so, yeah, in spite of the naysayers, oh, somebody told me no. So, somebody told me it was a pyramid. So, somebody told me they'll get started on Friday, and they didn't get started. I call them Phantom Fridays. Don't you love those? Oh, I'm going to get started on payday. And payday becomes play day because they start playing around with the day. They start playing duck, duck, goose. They start playing hide and go seek. They were supposed to get on the phone call with you, and they didn't get on the phone call. They were supposed to show up to the briefing, and they didn't show up. They were supposed to show up to the three-way call, and they didn't show up. I call it duck, duck, goose. Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't get frustrated. I get fascinated. See, a winner gets fascinated. Why? Because we're playing to win. We're not trying to get by. See, remove that word try from your vocabulary. To try means to fail with dignity. To try means to fail with dignity. So here's what we did. People said, okay, what did you do? How did you do it? How in the world has it happened? What's going on? See, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I'm telling you. We put together a list of people. 225 names is what I had on my initial list. 225 names. Well, wait a minute, Jared. I know why you had those names. See, you had a big audience. You had a big platform. Of course I did. Of course. I built it. If you build it, they will come. Did you hear me? If you build it, they will come. Now, everybody didn't come in the beginning, and that's okay. You don't need everybody. You don't need everybody. All you need is the right somebody, and the right somebody is you. So we said, okay. I put together the list, 225 names. And when I put together that list, ladies and gentlemen, it was a list comprised upon people I had never worked with before directly. These were people, friends. These were buddies. These were associates. These were people I worshiped with. These were people I played basketball with. These were people that I met over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. These were people, hear me, that were in my phone. Uh-oh. Can I ask you a question? How many names and numbers are in your cell phone? How many names and numbers are in your telephone right now? Has everybody listened to the question? Tony Robbins says if you ask enough of the right questions, you'll get enough of the right answers. Has everybody in your phone been put on your list? Has everybody in your phone been put on your list? See, I went through my phone, and I either put you on my list or I deleted your number. See, you know, when we came to the company, it was so funny. I was meeting with our sponsors. My wife and I were sitting down with our sponsors, and we were coming up with the game plan of what we were going to do and some of the objectives that we put in place because we believe in counseling. Yeah, we believe in sitting down with people that have been there, done that, and bought a T-shirt. See, we knew we had some experience with what before, but we knew they had the experience of 2 years of working in Total Life Changes. So you know what we said? We said we're going to get counsel. Here's what we're planning. Why? Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We put together the list, 225 names, and I wrote the list. Remember, to think is to put it in ink. I took it out of my cell phone, and I put it on a blank sheet of paper. One author said, you got to put it on paper. So we put it on paper. We wrote out the list, name a number, 225 names and numbers on my list. Matter of fact, if you're at the training on the 19th here in Houston, I'm going to bring a copy of the list. So you can see it. You'll see the coffee stains on there. You'll see some of the crossed out names that are on there. Some of the people that got an X on their name because X marks the spot. the spot where you messed up. You'll catch that later. Anyway, but we put that on. We put the list together. I put that list together, and guess what? My wife put her own list together. Couples, hear me. Some of you want to be power couples, and you ain't got no power. She put her and never want no trophy wife. No, trophies collect dust. I wanted a partner. I wanted a kingdom wife. I wanted somebody that was going to get down and dirty with me. I wanted somebody when others had walked away from me would walk with me. See, she put her own list together of 100 names and numbers. See, the reason why you and your spouse are having what I call high volume, low production conversations, because you won't get on the same page. You won't get on the same sheet of music. How can you have harmony when you ain't even singing in the same tune? Did you hear me? How can you have harmony if you ain't singing in the same tune? He going left, you going right. He going up, you going down. You are not in alignment. That's why they working. Get in alignment with the assignment. And if you're having what I call high volume, low production conversation, aka you're arguing, you're going to go nowhere really fast. So she put her own list together. I put my list of 225 together. She put her list of over 100 together, and she continued to add to her list. And guess what we started to do? We said, okay, let's get counsel. Let's set up the presentations of what we're going to do, because presentations rule the nation. Presentations rule the nation. You know what all these candidates are doing right now? You know, whether they're Democratic or Republican, you know what they're doing? They're giving you a presentation. That's all they're doing. They're presenting their plan. That's all they're doing. They're showing the plan. Every single night, you're seeing them on CNN or NBC or Fox News, or they're stumping the campaign trail. Some of you, you're not campaigning. You're complaining. Oh, shucks. Did you hear me? Some of you are not campaigning. You're complaining. You're not playing to win. I'm campaigning for change. That's what the winners are doing. They're campaigning, not complaining. We're on the campaign trail. They're giving presentations. So we said, let's put together a series of presentations that we're going to do. So we had our list. Let me get some water real quick, because I'm getting fired up this morning. Ooh, I'm getting pumped. I can't wait to go show the plan this morning. I can't wait to go do a tea party. I can't wait to go touch a life. I can't wait to go do the delicate dance between what I fear and what I love. It's called a tea party. It's the delicate dance between what I fear and what I love. So we said, okay, let's put the list together. Let's set up the presentation. See, once you put the list together, see, this is the key to it. We put the list big and strong. Why? Because we know impact drives income. If you have a small list, you have a small impact. If you have a small impact, you have a small income. Impact drives income. If you have a small income, it's because you're making a small impact. You see these globals, these globals in the company, they're making a big impact. You see these nationals, they're making a big impact. You see these regionals and these executive directors, they're making an impact. That's why they have the big income. Impact drives income. So we said, okay, we're digging the scene with the gangster lean. I'm sorry, I slip in and out of ebonic colloquialisms and professional dissertations sometimes. I just want to have an ambidextrous approach this morning and reach the multiplicity of people that are connected to the platform. And so please allow me to do my thing. And so here's what we did. We put that list together, 225 names. And then we went out. We said, okay, sponsors, coaches, here's what we're going to do, Mr. Lloyd. Here's what we're going to do, Mr. Portis. Here's what we're doing, Mrs. Portis. Here's our plan. We're going to do at least 4 presentations a day. That's when the rubber meets the road. Are you campaigning or are you complaining? Are you campaigning or are you complaining? Are you campaigning or are you campaigning or are you complaining? We put together a list. We said, we got the list together. Now it's presentation time. We're going to do 4 a day. So we start doing 4 presentations a day. 32 presentations the first 7 days in the business. 7 days, 32 meetings. I got it on my calendar. Why? Because the calendar tells me what you're planning. Do you have a calendar? Let me give you a calendar. I tell the leaders all the time, hey, get an 8x11 calendar. Plan your work your plan. I'll be teaching a little bit more on this in detail. We said, no, here's what we're going to do. we pulled out our calendar, and I scheduled out 4 presentations, 2, 4, 6, and 7 was when I was going to do presentations, and I kept that pace for the first 7 days. We kept that pace, 2, 4, 6, 7, and I had to have at least 5 guests in attendance. Couples count as 1, where we were inviting them to private conference calls. We were inviting them to in-home meetings. You call them tea parties, call them wow parties, call them whatever you want to call them. Have some people there. We had folks, we were going to different people's homes, doing presentations in homes. We would meet them out at different restaurants, sit down with 2, 4, 5, 10 people, do a presentation there. And we would do presentations at our home, invite some folks over. Why? Because we had a list of people, 225. And we said, we got to share the vision of what we're doing with these people. We've got to communicate and articulate to them where it is that we're going. We got to share them the vision of total life changes and what Mr. Jack Fallon has put together here. We've got to get these products into their body. We started giving them the samples of the NutriBurst. We started giving people samples of the detox tea. It's not a weight loss tea, it's a detox tea. We have to get the correct message together, because people thought, it was what they call a weight loss tea. We said, no, you missed the message. It's a detox tea, and one of the byproducts of detoxifying your body is many people receive weight loss. They're like, let me try the tea now. So guess what? We start getting the product in people's bodies. We start doing presentations, and guess what? Not everybody joined. Not everybody became a customer. Not everybody became an independent business owner. Not everybody said yes. Not everybody says, we know you guys are going to do well. Some of them wished us well. Some of them didn't wish us anything. Shame on you. Some of them wished us well. Some of them said, we don't wish you good. We don't wish you bad. We just don't wish you nothing. Shame on you. What an immature statement. What an insecure comment. We told them, listen, whether you choose to roll with now, whether you choose to roll with us later, or whether you choose to roll with us never, we wish you nothing but the best. Because we knew where we were going. We knew the decision we had made. We knew we were going to play to win. We knew what we were going to do. We knew the lives we were going to serve. We knew the lives we were going to bless. Guys, this is a blessing. What we're doing is a blessing in the heat of an election series, in the heat of an economic challenge, in the heat of an economic meltdown. We said we are going to be a blessing and not a lesson. Some people come to your life for a reason. Others come for a season, and only a few stay for a lifetime. We said we want to be lifetime servers. We want to be lifetime givers. See, that's what playing to win is all about. Can I ask you a question? Wherever it is that you're listening, who is your coach? Who is it that you're receiving daily counsel from? How often are you talking to your, we call them, the industry jargon is upline, but your senior business partner? What's your plan for the week? Those of you that are saying you want to become directors in Total Life Changes, see, director, you got to get to director. Why? Because that's where it all begins. Director, well, first of all, it starts with associate. You set it off on your left leg, you set it off on your right leg, you set it off, okay? Put somebody on your left, put somebody on your right. It starts with the list. You do a presentation. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to sponsor somebody on your left and on your right. You're going to retail some product. I love the concept of being able to retail to recruit. Why? Because I know most people can't recruit, so you can retail. And guess what? You retail these products, people are going to recruit themselves. So we put together that list, and guess what you start doing? You set it off on your left leg. That means you personally enroll somebody there. You set it off on your right leg. You personally enroll somebody there. Guess what? Now you're an associate. Excellent. You started your process. I want you to get your progress. Then the next step, you get to director. You start to set up those tea parties, those in-home tea parties, doing 4 tea parties a week. Listen to me. All of you leaders, all you big-time earners, all of you running around here making all this money, hear me very clearly. I've seen best of the best. Get to 6 figures a month, 6 figures a week. I've seen the best of the best. Get so delusioned. I've seen the best of the best. Get so out of touch and out of reach where they stop doing the basics. People say, I need to get back to the basics where you should have never left. Stay in them living rooms. Stay in them dens. It's a home-based business, not a homebound business. I'm only going to do big meetings. I need 500 people there before I show up. That's the sign of somebody whose business is going to go backwards in the next 6 months. That's somebody who's going to be out of qualifications the next year. that's somebody that's going to be very, very envious and jealous in the next 18 months because you're getting off the basics. Don't get so big where you don't do the little meetings. Yeah, don't get so big where you don't serve people in them living rooms and dens. Don't get so big where you're not doing those in-home meetings. I'm telling you, that's where not the magic, this ain't no magic trick. That's where the miracle happens. Why? The miracle is in your mouth. You get into them tea parties. You want to be a champion here? You want to play to win? Let me see your calendar. How many tea parties are you doing at somebody else's home? You start in your home, but you get out your home and you get to somebody else's home. Well, Jared, I drove to somebody else's home and nobody showed up. Great. Join the winning team. Join the winning side. We show up to people's houses, and guess what? Sometimes people ain't there. But I've never had a me no-show. I always show up, whether it's 1, 100, or 1,000. I prefer you to have 5 guests, but if it's only me and you, I'm going to show up with a smile. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you the plan to make sure that you learn how to properly invite people so I can come back and we can do the next tea party. Why? Because that's where champions are made. I want you to write this down. Set a goal to become a living room legend. Yeah, I want you to start using that hashtag. Hashtag living room legend. You need to be flooding social media. You know what you want to flood social media with? Let me give you one of the keys to success. Flood social media with your tea parties. When you're doing those in-home meetings, where it's 5 or 6 people in a living room or in a den, you want to inspire people. Stop putting all these quotes and posts. You become the quote. You become the post. Let them see you in somebody's living room, giving your all. Let them see you in somebody's living room, pressing power, pressing play on the DVD. Let them see you in somebody's living room, giving away some key samples. Let them see you in somebody's living room, watching some feet. Let them see you in somebody's living room, sharing your testimonial of what these products have done for you. Let them see you in the living room, answering questions or standing before a group of people sharing authenticity about where you were and where you are, but more importantly, where you're going. That's how you make a total life change. That's how you play to win. You make a commitment. And you back it up every single day. And people say, Jared, I don't know if I can do this. I understand. I get doubtful sometimes. Isn't it amazing how one day you can be so full of faith and the next day you can be so full of fear? It's called being a human being. That's why you got to get to the event. That's why you got to get to the 19th. That's all I see. The event in Houston, I don't care where you come from. Whether you're in Cambodia or California, whether you're in Detroit or Denton, I don't care where you are. You get on a bus, plane, train. Matter of fact, you can start walking today. You get to that event. You don't make excuses. You make a result. You're either going to give a result, you're going to get a result, or you're going to give a reason. You get to that event. That's the only thing I see. Why? Because that's where the miracle happens. See, that's when you start to go from here I am to I am here. You get from this place of working the business from your head to start to serve people from your heart. You don't build the business with people. You use people to build. You don't use people to build the business. You use the business to build the people. You got to get to the major events. That's where the miracles happen. That's where things start to change for you. That's when your organizations, they start to turn from what I call a group to a team. That's when the relationships are developed. That's when you start to see people before you that are in the same predicament or even in a worse situation than you've been in that share their testimony. We come from this place of authenticity, the spirit of what's taking place in Total Life Changes. I'm telling you, Total Life Changes, we haven't come to take sides. We've come to take over. We're not taking over from other companies. We're taking over from a position of people feeling like they're inferior. We're taking over this mindset that I can't to I can. We're going from this place of woe is me to woe I am here. We're going from a place of uncertainty to authenticity, from prosperity to destiny, from success to significance. And that's what playing to win is all about. It's saying, you can count on me through thick or thin. You can count on me whether nobody comes there, I'm going to be there. Whether nobody yells and screams, I'm going to yell and scream. if I've got to lose my voice, if I've got to lose who I used to be, I've got to die to who I was to give birth to who I will become. Whatever it takes. That's the attitude of someone who said, I'm going to play to win. Whatever it takes. You use your why to be your rod and your staff. It will comfort you. Your why. When a man or woman loses their why, they will soon lose their way. But when you find your why, that why will make a way. I look at people all the time, and I look for ways to inspire myself. And you know, when things didn't go my way, I take a moment, but I never take a minute. You can take a moment, but you can never take a minute. I look at people like Winston Churchill, who failed the 6th grade and was later on elected into office. He was not elected until he was 62 years old. He played to win. I look at Albert Einstein, who could not speak until he was 4 years old and could not read until he was 9 years old. But he became a genius because he decided to play to win. I look at Henry Ford, who went bankrupt 5 times before he started the Ford Motor Company. He was somebody who played to win. I look at Michael Jordan, who was cut from the JV basketball team, but he later on won 6 championships and is one of the most celebrated NBA players of all time because he played to win. I look at Steph Curry, who was undersized and undermanned, who everybody looked away from and passed up on, who nobody wanted to give a shot, but whose father went and played ball, and because of his father's last name, Carey, that's why I built it for my last name. His father's last name, Carey, got him the only chance and only shot he had. And because of that shot, he took it. It got him into the NBA, and his first couple of seasons were a dismal failure because you've got to learn how to go from failure to failure without losing intensity and without losing authenticity. He broke both of his ankles, but he decided to work hard in silence and let his success make all the noise. And now he's celebrated as an MVP of the entire league. He's a world champion. He's one of the most celebrated NBA players right now, where everybody's screaming his name. Everybody's saying, it's Steph Curry with the shot, because he decided to play to win. I look at a Stormy Wellington, who has a GED but didn't let her stop from getting a PhD, where she's piled high and deep with some cash. I look at a Erwin and Twyla Portis, who decided to play to win. I look at a Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, who decided to play to win. I look at a Greg and Lanika Scott, who decided to play to win. I look at these nationals that decided to play to win. I look at these regionals that decided to play to win. I look at you, and I'm asking you this morning, I'm asking you today, die to who you are and give birth to who you will become. Don't play to lose. Don't focus on getting by. Don't count yourself out. Decide and commit to play to win. God bless you. God bless your families. And God most certainly bless your dreams.